my name is Kazm Vulfhart, aka King Kazm, whatever you want to call me, and welcome back to Pokemon Violet Bug-type Gym Leader Run. It's been a while since I recorded, and I just woke up. So, why is my camera? Apparently I'm having controller problems. Why are you having issues today? Apparently my one Joy-Con is being a problem. Hopefully that didn't fix anything. Okay, so it's... I think I know what the issue is, but I gotta switch controllers, so give me a minute. We are back, and things are fixed. Kind of. And we're still training. I really try to avoid doing the training stuff here, but it's not really much I can avoid. It is a necessary evil. What can I talk about today? Actually, there is something I want to talk about. So I enjoy Pokemon games a lot, obviously, because I have, like, what, 3 Pokemon series on my channel right now? Vespiquen, I hate you so much. Next game, Game Freak, please. Fix your AI. But anyways. Obviously I like Pokemon, given the 3 series I have on my show. Plus the 1 other series I have that was finished. Show? Channel. I'm good at words. I just woke up. That's my excuse. I just woke up. Anyways. Did I not get any experience for that one? No, I did. It just didn't show up. But I want to do a lot of Pokemon series on this show. Not just, like, type-only runs and stuff like that. I want to do, like, full playthroughs of other games. But the thing is, some of those games are on the DS, which I have a working DS, I just don't think I have it, the materials needed to... No. I don't have the materials to set it up so that I can record from it. I don't know what that entails. If somebody who does know could, you know, comment down below and let me know what I need for that, that'd be great. Oh god, Spidops walking around is, like, terrifying. But one of my favorite games in the Pokemon series, and y'all are gonna probably laugh at me for this one. Heal. It's Pokemon Conquest. And for those that don't know, Pokemon Conquest is kind of like a Fire Emblem game. I've only ever played one Fire Emblem, so I'm not entirely sure. But basically, it's sort of like a top-down strategy game where you have to move your Pokemon in ways, or move your Pokemon, and then the opponent moves their Pokemon, and then you fight. And that's basically how it works. It was a fun game for me. I absolutely adored it. Mainly because, like, it was a step in a different direction for the Pokemon series, the Pokemon franchises. And it genuinely felt fun. So, I want... So the Lucky Egg... Okay, so I'm learning something. The Lucky Egg only works in battle, I think, because I just noticed here. Let's use this. Why aren't you... Why didn't you attack the Bisharp? 242. Okay, now I'll actually fight one of you. Don't you stare at me. It's creepy, stop it. And then with this 658. Okay, so in training, I have to do in battle training is when the Lucky Egg kicks in. So that's good to know. That is a massive... That's either a massive Bisharp or a small Bisharp. Take your pick, because holy crap. But I genuinely liked Conquest, because it was definitely just something different from what the normal Pokemon fodder was. And I know that they had different Pokemon games for a long time, because they had Pokemon Pinball for the longest time. They had the Pokemon trading card game. You know, the Game Boy Color one. I have that as well, and I actually do kind of want to play it on this channel because it's fun, but like... Those are games that I wish they would make sequels to, or like remake, or something like that. The Pokemon trading card game, I understand, would actually be a difficulty, for the simple fact that, hang on, I'm gonna get the LP from this. Pinkerton. But I understand that... What are you doing? What is with this AI? Like, I know for a fact that that one wasn't shiny. I've caught a shiny one of those before. It definitely caught me by surprise. But, I don't know. The Pokemon trading card game, I understand. Oh my goodness, they all want me. I can understand them not making a sequel to that because there have been so many expansions on the game and so many changes and so many like added things. So I can understand them not going about making a proper sequel to that. Since, you know, it's a lot of programming, and I'm not, like, saying Game Freak can't do it. I'm just saying that it's... Well, considering... Basically what I'm saying is, due to how the video game industry is right now, you would be better off hoping that an indie person makes a version of it. Like a person not part of a big name brand company. Or that has a lot of shareholders. You'd be better off... Whoops, that was my fault. You'd be better off hoping one of those people, an indie game developer, is the one to make the Pokemon trading card game. However, the chances of that are slim because, oh boy, Nintendo really hates it when you, well, not Nintendo. Why did you do that? None of these are shiny. Oh, you're low health, that's why. Oh, you're gonna die. That was my fault, I didn't pay attention. Okay, so when they're low health, they don't want to fight, got it. Yeah, leave me alone. Oh, wait, hang on. Bag! Revive! I need to buy more of these. There we go. Much better. Go after the freaking... You're smart. But Game Freak slash Nintendo are really big on shutting down fan games and stuff like that. Where did you come from? I'm genuinely getting, like, pincer maneuver here. By the way, I do want to point out, this training isn't just for the end of this game. We are doing the DLC after this, and it is... Some of the DLC is very harsh. You just spawned in and died. I want to look at something real quick. Did I get... Not ingredients. Okay, I did get the mythical Petra Berry, so we can do the epilogue as well. That is something that bugs me, and I can't remember if I talked about this in the Scarlet run, but I'm going to talk about it here. So I'm not opposed to DLC per se. I'm not opposed to downloadable content so long as they do it right. If you want to see a company that does downloadable content right, look at Capcom with the Monster Hunter series. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Can you come over here? But Capcom with the Monster Hunter series did it right because their DLC is essentially free. I say essentially because here lately some of the like expansions of the games have not been free. But that is a fair thing because they have on multiple occasions made what is essentially expansions but for a different platform entirely. As an example, they made Monster Hunter Generations which was one of their biggest games in terms of like monster roster you could fight and all that stuff. And then they made Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, which was essentially the sequel to that game. But it was essentially the same game, but with extra stuff added, so it was, in a sense, much like a game with a DLC expansion. And you still had to buy a new one. So when Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter World Iceborne came about, it wasn't too big of an issue to a lot of the Monster Hunter fans. At least in my opinion, it wasn't a big issue. Because it was essentially just buying Monster Hunter World Ultimate. Like, that's what Iceborne is, Monster Hunter World Ultimate. This is the first time I'm seeing a bunch of you small little bastards. I'm just gonna call you bastards. But that's basically what I grew up with in terms of like quote-unquote DLC. Now, Pokemon, the DLC for this game was atrociously expensive. If I remember correctly, it was like $60 for each. You are low on health, aren't you? So it was $60 for each, and it was just... You saw what it basically entailed. And not a lot of people were happy about, like, how it progressed and stuff like that. I did like the Teal Mass DLC. It did feel different than Indigo Discs. It's the main game, but shorter. And if you don't believe me in that, I will repeat what I know for a fact I did touch on this. Basically, you did the gym challenges, which were... Okay, so... Indigo Disc. You did the gym challenges, or at least the Indigo Disc version of the gym challenges, in... brain stop working. In the Elite Four challenges. You had a quiz. You had a race. Well, I say race, but it was more like an obstacle course. You had Drayson's, which you had a quiz. I think you had Drayson's, which honestly was the most unique out of the ones. It was... You had to catch your own Pokemon from the Blueberry Academy in order to use it. And quite frankly, I enjoyed that. And I am looking forward to doing that because I will literally only be catching bug types for that. And I think there was only like 3 bug types for that entire section. But after that, you then end up having to do Area Zero stuff after facing the Elite Four and the champion. What were you doing, Honeycrisp? We had to face Elite Four and the champion, which, you know, mainly the main game. And then you had to do Area Zero stuff at the end, which was, once again, the main game. And look, I'm not saying you don't have to... You don't have to, like, make something brand new for every single DLC. I mean, granted, that's what DLC is supposed to be. It's supposed to be new stuff, new content. But I don't see an issue with using an old map. The issue is, you basically didn't make a new DLC or new content per se. You added a few new characters. Which, granted, then again, this is what all DLC is, really. New characters, a small new map. And then, story-wise, you basically made it the same as the main game. If we go back to the previous Pokemon DLC, you had... How did it work? You had Isle of Armor, which was a train-a-thon with a Pokemon, as well as battling... Well, the first part was battling a rivalry, or dealing with a rivalry, which was the old games, but now it's, like, lacking in terms of the new Pokemon games. Basically, you fought a second Bede, if I had to compare it to anything. But after that, you did a train-a-thon with a single Pokemon. Now, that's definitely different because it's more akin to solo Pokemon runs if you've ever watched people like Madrybread do challenge runs. Like, that's more of what it's akin to. Then you have the Crown Tundra, which was a legendary catch-a-thon. Like, you catch a bunch of legendary Pokemon, which is great. And then that's basically it. It ends with a final confrontation with another legendary Pokemon. And that was it. That was the DLC. Like, the story was decent for it, but truth be told, when you really think about content, there's really not much to it. Compared to that, the DLC for Blueberry Academy, you have a legendary catch-a-thon at the end, in that you have to do barbecues to get points to basically get all the stuff you need to get in order to unlock all the legendary hunts. And beyond that, you have... Like, I think that's the only, like... And you have the stellar typing, which those are, I think, the only two quote-unquote new things. I mean, you do have the new evolution for Duraludon, and you do have... That is a massive Scyther. You do have... You can catch Hisuian Pokemon. These Scyther are massive, Jesus. I think I'm losing my plot here. Basically what I'm saying is that I liked Teal Mask, but Indigo Disc felt like such a disappointment. Like, it felt like the Indigo Disc should have been more. Why? I don't care for your existence. Thank you. I was gonna be angry. Go that way! What is wrong with you today? Why are you such a pain in the ass? But yeah, like... I'm not gonna lie, like, the Indigo Disc was a bit of a disappointment. Like, I wasn't expecting, like, paradigm shifting or anything like that. I was expecting, like, is it wrong for me to expect the same level of, like, story and stuff like that with the Teal Disc, or Teal Mask? Go. Like, was that too much for me to, like, expect? Like, I am genuinely asking, like... I was expecting Teal Mask level of story, and I don't know, like, I feel like they dropped the ball simply for the fact that they just copied, they made a shorter summary version of the main game. That's the best way I can describe it, is that if you want a summary of what the main game is for Violet and Scarlet, literally just play the Indigo Disc DLC. Like, they even reused the lab, which was such a disappointment. Because there's an area in Area 0, which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to show you guys in the future, in this game, that they could have used, that they should have used, because they put so much detail into it, and then they just didn't use it. Like, literally, the only thing of note about this one particular room is that it's where you can catch the quote-unquote best Paradox Pokemon. And then you have the... You are traveling very far. Then you have the... what is called the Epilogue. Which, holy crap, the Epilogue was just a... It was fun in the moment, but critically thinking about it in the hindsight, it was one of the biggest disappointments. It's like a big disappointment. That's not one of the biggest disappointments in my life. Trust me, there's a lot to beat for that. But the biggest issue I have with the DLC epilogue is that it's how they handled it. So instead of making the DLC accessible to everyone via a downloadable patch, they made it so that it is a mystery gift. That you have to get this mystery gift item in a short amount of time, otherwise you're not allowed to do the DLC's epilogue. Then they made it so that you have to... Oh my goodness, why isn't that... I'm not gonna go on this rant. I'll just fight it and be done with it. And at this I run. I hate you. No, we're running. Stop saying I can't get away. Nope, leave me alone. The fact that you guys can sneak up on me like that is a dick move. But it's open world, so it's understandable. But they made it a DLC. Not a DLC, what's it called? A mystery gift that was available for a limited time. I don't know if it's still available. I don't think it's still available. As of recording this video, I'm pretty sure it's not available because I think I only was able to get it, like, on the last day. Or something like that. And I managed to get it. But... the thing is, like... it's supposed to be... no. It's supposed to be a story... it's supposed to... so... from what I understand, what I heard is that it's supposed to be a... well, obviously an epilogue. It's supposed to be a tie-in to the DLC, the Hidden Treasure of Area 0. It's supposed to basically tie everything together in a neat little bow. At least that's what I think it was advertised as. I tried to avoid spoilers, so I didn't really look at any Twitter stuff. I hate Twitter so much. X, whatever you want to call it. So obviously I didn't get on that and look at it. My fault, but at the same time, I try my hardest not to, like, willingly dive into dumpster fires. But anyways. So they made it a mystery gift. And then any information they had to offer on it was solely on social media. Like, there was no... Like, I think there might have been a guide on their official website. But, like, from what I heard from my friends who were paying attention to the social media, it was only on social media. Like, there was no hints at it in-game. There was no information about it in-game, and there was literally... I literally had, like, for my Scarlet run, I literally had to look up a guide on how to start the epilogue. What are you doing? Go this way. Like, that's how my epilogue started, was I had to look it up. And I think that's just horrible game design. And then when I finished it, like, don't get me wrong, it was fun. And, like, it was kid-friendly horror, if you want to put it that way. Like, it seemed like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but, like, for kids. But the biggest gripe, like, legitimately, I can get past, like, the DLC, or not DLC, the social media bullshit and all that stuff. I can get past that. The biggest issue I have with it, and it's not, I'm not even joking, it doesn't tie in at all to the Indigo Disc, for one, aside from the fact that you have to beat the Indigo Disc in order to have, like, Kieran be cured of his insanity and stuff like that. But, like, it was, like, where was the connection to the Indigo Disc? Like, it honestly felt like the only reason the Indigo Disc was necessary was just because they wanted to have it be level 88 when you caught it, which was some gimmick that it had, in terms of, like, it, like, minor trivia. It has a lot to do with the number 8 for some odd reason. I don't remember fully when I looked it up. But, like, the biggest issue, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you see Pecharunt slightly in one of the stories about the lousy trio and stuff, and Ogerpon. And as one of my friends put it, it basically felt like it was supposed to be the end of the Teal Disc, or Teal Mask. It felt like it was supposed to be the end of the Teal Mask, and they just didn't have time to put it in. Because I told them, like, it felt like, oh, we don't know what to do with this epilogue, random arrival for Ogerpon. Because of... I hate you so much. Because its actions with, or its interaction with Ogerpon, while great, it made no sense because, like, for the story of the epilogue, why, what was the point? What was the point of it all? Like, why did Ogerpon not like it? I didn't understand it. I had to be reminded that it was in the freaking cutscene. That I paid more attention to the lousy trio than to the Pecharunt. Which I didn't even know Pecharunt was a thing. Like, it just seemed like a weird add-on that they had, and it didn't make any sense to me. So it didn't really register in my brain. But yeah, like, it wasn't bad per se, but, like, it wasn't good. It had the necessity, or not the necessity. It had the potential to be a lot better than what it was. Like, by a landslide, it could have been so much better, but it wasn't. It just felt kind of like a letdown. That's just my honest opinion. So, if you felt it was great, that's good on you. What did you all do to your... This is literally the first time I've... What? Okay. Well, on that note, I'm going to call it here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way we can do more content like this in the future. And if you come back on the regular and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. It helps out a ton. I'm greatly appreciative. And if you share this video with your friends, your family, your favorite idiot that likes to rant a lot about random things, I'd appreciate that as well. And as always, I will see you as we continue our adventures in Pokemon Violet, the Bug-type Gym Leader run. Bye-bye!